Hello and welcome back. So, how do you avoid falling in love or becoming friends with a covert narcissist? Maybe you've managed to get out of a relationship, whether it was romantic or a friendship or with a colleague in the past, but you're not quite sure and you've lost trust in yourself and your own judgment as to how to not let it happen again. So, today I'm going to share some tips with you that will help you remind yourself of those red flags and make yourself robust enough not to attract narcissists in the future. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoy the content and subscribe to my channel so you get notified of all my future videos. Thank you. So I'm going to start with a reminder of what a relationship with a covert narcissist in particular looks like at the beginning. And then I'm going to give you some tips that will help you become future proof from attracting narcissists again in the future. So let's start off by looking at some of the typical patterns that a relationship with a covert narcissist will take at the beginning. As I said, maybe you've come out of a relationship or a friendship with a narcissist and want to stop it happening again, or maybe you haven't, but you're suspecting that somebody you know may be a narcissist, or you just want to watch this out of interest to make sure that you don't fall for one in the future. So the first thing to look out for is an intensity to the relationship, whether it's romantic or not. If it is a romantic relationship, this phase or stage is known as love bombing, and they will shower you with compliments, with attention, with gifts. If it's not a romantic relationship, there will still be an intensity, and they will still want to pay you compliments, make you feel good, buy you gifts, help you in any way. So it will feel very intense, but it will also feel like it is meant to be. They just seem to be the perfect fit. They seem to be there every time you need someone or something. They seem to share your interests and mirror what you like, how you like things, making you feel that you may have met your soulmate or you have just met your new best friend for life. Over a longer period of time, there will be other clues and traits that come to the fore. But in today's video, we're focusing more on what is likely to happen in the early stages of your relationship. So you will be aware on some level of some things just not feeling quite right. But because you are being love bombed, because you are being showered with gifts and compliments and they just become your right hand person, your tendency is going to be to stuff those concerns, those little niggles down and focus on all the good parts of the relationship, which is exactly what a covert narcissist wants, of course, in order for them to begin their control and their manipulation campaign. What are those early signs? One may be that you are very clear on what this person's tastes or preferences are, and it's not because they've been very overt and very open about it, but they will be subtly guiding you. They may have a mini sulk, which is a precursor to the silent treatment that comes later on in longer extended periods. They may just, with looks and comments, start to make it clear what they like, how they like things, And because everything else feels so wonderful and they're so helpful in everything else, you will accommodate their needs and their wants most likely. You might start to feel that your boundaries are not being respected. For example, if you've said that you're going to have an early night, or you're going to just have a weekend regrouping or catching up with friends, you may find that they don't respect that and they will either appear on your doorstep or send you messages or make multiple phone calls during that time that you have uh, told them that you are going to be resting or otherwise occupied. You may become aware that there are lots of little insults and criticisms being thrown your way, but they're probably at this stage being dressed up and disguised as jokes, as funny comments, but they are getting through to you in some way, and there is some part of you that is feeling a little uncomfortable with those comments. But again, you're stuffing them down because this person is being so amazing in every other way. Something else you may be feeling is that your confidence, your self confidence around this person is decreasing, and this could be because of those negative comments that I just mentioned, but it could also be because in their reaching into your life and being helpful and doing stuff for you, that you start to feel, either because of what they are doing or saying directly or indirectly, that you can't do these things as well as that person can. And you might start to be stepping back and letting them do things that you were perfectly capable of doing in the not so distant past. You may also start to become aware of a certain inflexibility on their part. So they are very good at making arrangements for the both of you, of deciding what would be the best way of doing something. But if you make any suggestions, or if you start to express a different opinion or a different idea, then you will realize that they are quite inflexible. It's their way or the highway. And again, because they're being helpful and complimentary in so many other ways, you will allow them to have things their way and will follow their plans. Okay, so now I'm going to share with you 3 simple tips that will help you get clear on what's going on and take the right action for you before the relationship develops any further and you become too enmeshed in the interactions, in the relationship with this person. Tip number 1: slow down. This relationship, if it is with a covert narcissist or a narcissist full stop, will be going at full pelt. And this is part of their strategy to reel you in so you get to a point where you are in too deep and cannot easily exit from the relationship. So you need to create time and space for yourself to take a step back and to evaluate. Also, in a healthy relationship, we do need to take things slowly. In any relationship, whether it's in your business, whether it's in your personal life, trust builds over time. It's not something that we acquire immediately. So, give the relationship the chances it needs if you're sitting on the fence and you're not sure, or give yourself the time and space to start taking a step back. So this means that you need to get clear on your boundaries and you need to reinforce your boundaries. You need to be clear and make sure, for example, that you don't pick up your phone or you don't answer your door if you've said you're going to bed or you're going to be busy. That's it. They need to understand that when you say something, you mean it. A reasonable person wanting a healthy relationship with you will respect that. A narcissist will not. Tip number 2. Trust your gut instinct. It's there for a reason. Our gut and our heart have neurons, just the same nerve cells that we have in our brain, and they are there to keep us safe. Physically safe, but also emotionally safe. And our body picks up on signals before we become consciously aware of something. So if you are feeling uneasy, if you are feeling that something isn't right, but you can't explain it, you can't put words to it, it is a good indication that things are not as they need to be, and this isn't a healthy, wholesome relationship. Ways you can do this is by making sure that you do use the time and space that you're going to be carving out for yourself that I mentioned in tip number 1, to also just feel how things are. Make notes if you like, keep a journal, keep a diary, and just sit down with a cup of tea or a cup of coffee and allow your body to give you indications. We are very clever as human beings at overriding our gut feeling, but most of the time it's at our peril. So tune in to your body and pay attention to what it's telling you. Tip number 3. I'm inviting you to up your self-care. Whatever level it's at, you need to do more for yourself. You are worthy and deserving of being looked after. You are the best placed person to look after yourself, to meet your needs. So it doesn't have to be something big and fancy, a weekend in a 5-star spa hotel, but if that's in budget and something you like to do, then go ahead and do that. But it can just be making sure that you get the early nights that you know you need. It might just be giving yourself 5 minutes to sit down with a drink and give yourself a moment to decompress. It might be going to the gym more often, and sometimes when we're in the early throes of a relationship, especially if it's an intense relationship, potentially with a narcissist, you might find that you are withdrawing from the things that you used to do and enjoy in order to accommodate them and do things that they want to do. So whatever you were doing before, make sure you keep it up. And if there are new things that you can bring into your self-care routine, a bath, a nice product for in the shower, giving yourself time to enjoy connections with other people in your life, whether it's family members, whether it's your kids, whether it's people through work. Make sure that you are again listening to your needs and taking care of them in this way. If you follow these tips, particularly the last one, by showing yourself that you believe in your own worth, that you take care of yourself, you are literally pushing that bar of self-worth up. And energetically, you are communicating to other people that you value yourself, you take care of yourself, you have boundaries in place to protect your self-care time. And those messages, that energy that you give off, will let other people know that because your bar is up here for your self-care, you are not going to accept anything coming in below that bar. And that is a massive put off for narcissists. So you are, in fact, rendering yourself more robust, you're giving yourself what you need, and you're making yourself less attractive to narcissists. So if you follow those 3 tips, you will be in a much better place and you are less likely to get reeled in, sucked in to a relationship with a narcissist. As ever, if you have any comments or any questions, I'd love to hear them. Pop them down below and I reply to everyone. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.